Hi guys, so I finally bought the Google Pixel 5 on Thanksgiving. I bought it for $649 before tax, and this is the just black color, 128 gigabytes of storage, and it is unlocked. So I'm gonna share to you guys what I like about this phone and what I don't like. So first, let's start with the body. So this is one of the reasons why I bought this phone, because I really feel like this is the right size for a phone. It's not too big and it's not too small either. So when I put this in my pocket, it actually feels like you don't have a phone at all, whether you're standing up or sitting down. Because that's the problem I had before with my Pixel 3 XL, that when I put that in my pocket, oh man, it's just too big. And this one is just feels right. It doesn't feel like it's sticking out your pocket at all. And using it just one hand is actually doable. I can actually reach the farthest side of the phone with just my thumb, just with one hand. But it's not easy, but it's really doable. Unlike the Pixel 3 XL, I had to really use two hands on that phone. And I really like the finish because it doesn't feel slippery at all. Actually, I don't plan to buy a case on this one, so hopefully I don't drop it. Next is the display. So this is also one of the reasons why I bought this phone, because of the display. I really hate the notch on the 3XL. Actually, any phone with a notch, I really hate them. I just bought the 3XL because that's the only phone I liked that time, and there's no other phone that I actually like that time. I just like pure Android, and even Apple, they also have the notch, so I just went with Google's, so I don't have any choice that much before. But yeah, but this one, it doesn't have the notch at all. It has a punch hole in here, but it is not distracting at all. Even using it in portrait mode or in landscape, or whether you're watching YouTube or any videos, it doesn't feel like distracting at all. And even playing games. So the one I play is actually Beach Buggy 2, and that punch hole actually doesn't bother me. And yeah, the notch was actually bothering me a lot. So this one is much better. So next is the fingerprint reader. I like it because it's very easy to use, it's strategically placed, and it is very reliable. It never failed on me, and it's really quick to unlock the phone too. So next is the camera. Just a little improvement from the Pixel 3 XL. I like that they have added two sensors in the front. There's 12.2 megapixel and 16 megapixel ultra wide. So the ultra wide sensor is the new one. And I also love that they added more option for stabilization. So before it was just standard, now there's active, and there's locked, and then there's also cinematic pan. Now it also supports 4K 60 frames per second too, so that's good. But keep in mind, it's gonna double the size of the file compared to the 30 frames per second. So it's gonna use a lot of your storage since it's also 4K. And here are some samples of photos and videos that I've taken. Now, this phone has a bigger battery. The phone actually lasts a whole day for me with my normal use. I actually use like 4 hours a day screen time, and I spend like almost 2 hours beach buggy on this phone, and I never really have to recharge the phone twice in a day. Yeah, it actually lasts so much longer. Usually the battery levels goes down like 30% with my normal use in a day. And if I don't use this phone that much, like maybe I'm busy on work or something for some reason, this phone actually lasts for 2 days easily. Now on the Pixel 5, they added a feature called Extreme Battery Saver. Basically, it will only allow essential apps to run in the background, but you can also add some apps that you think you need running in the background too. Now another thing that I like about this phone is the support for 5G network. Although there are not much places have 5G yet, but it is good to have since the cellular network have increasing their coverage. So when I first tested it, I did not have a strong signal. So it turned out that it was slower than the 4G LTE. But I found a place that I can get a full signal, and it was actually doubling the speed of the 4G LTE. So those are the things that I like about this phone. But there are three things that really stands out. It's the body size, the notchless display, and the battery size. So those are the three that I really like about this phone. Now let's move on to the things that I don't like about this phone. And first with the body. Yeah, there's something not to like about the body. Actually on the side on this phone, it feels like sandpaper. And during the dry weather, when your hands is really dry, it actually feels like sandpaper in here. It's a weird sensation. So I might actually gonna buy a case just for that reason. So next, this phone also have the issue of the gap. Like there's a tiny hole between the body and the display. Google said it is nothing to worry about, but I hope they're right though. And next is something about the camera. So the camera, there's no more auto flash anymore, unlike the Pixel 3 XL I have. I don't know what Pixel phone that thing started, but yeah, the Pixel 5 doesn't have that auto flash. So I kind of like that feature, but how about you guys? Do you mind not having that feature? Do you really need at all, or is it okay that that thing is gone? So next about the camera is that the images looks over processed. The color of the skin looks like pale, so you're gonna have to tweak every photo that you're gonna take if there's like people in those pictures, because they're gonna look pale, and that seems like something that can be fixed by a software update though. So I'm sure Google will fix that because it's really annoying. And the worst part of this phone is the in-display speakers. I hope they did not use that kind of speaker on this phone. It just sounds like so tinny, and then when you're on a call, it actually feels like you can actually feel the display vibrating against your ear. It's really annoying. And then the sound quality when you're watching a video, it's really terrible. The first time I've heard the sound of this phone is that I thought I'm gonna return it. It's really that bad. So you kinda have to brace yourself. If you're gonna buy this phone, like kinda prepare yourself. Which one is gonna be way more those good things about this, or is the speaker phone is just gonna ruin everything? Because yeah, it's really that bad. But for some reason, after a while of using it for over 2 weeks, I kind of learned to accept it. It's not that annoying for me anymore. But I just have to stay away from the Pixel 3 XL because yeah, that will ruin it. It's just really bad. So I decided to keep the phone because of those three good things about this phone: the size, the notchless display, and the battery. So it kind of outweighs the speaker issue. So yeah, this phone is not perfect at all. It's too bad they decided to go with that design. I don't know why Google really decided to go with that. Come on, Google, if you just put a good speaker or just good enough speaker, that would be okay. Yeah, this phone is not a high-end phone. It's like a mid-tier phone. Um, it's not like an Apple iPhone 12. It's not like a Samsung Galaxy, but for me, I just like the experience, the software experience of the Google Pixel phones. So that's why I chose this. Without Google Pixel phones, I'm just gonna get an iPhone. That's it. I'm not gonna get other phones. I don't like the other Android brands. That's just me. But I don't blame other people going with those brands, because yeah, they're actually really decent phones too. They're actually good cameras, actually. But I'm just not into that. So if I want to take good pictures, I'll just grab my DSLR camera then. Yeah, I know having a good camera on a phone is really handy. I understand that, but to me it's just more on the experience, like how Google integrated their services, their Google Home apps, so the smart devices. So what do you think, guys? Are you gonna upgrade to this phone? Are you gonna wait for the Pixel 6, or are you gonna look for a different brand? We would love to hear you what you think. Please leave your comment down below. And by the way, I also have the Pixel 4a 5G phone, and if you're interested on that phone, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss that video. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you find this video helpful, and as always, stay busy, stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. So those are the three, but it is not distracting at all. Even in using in portrait mode, it feels really weird. It feels really weird.